BRB, no worries, Jin. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up. What? Bro. It's not that late. It's only like 11. Like, I can stream another hour. Probably. Dude, so the first time I booted this game up, it was like, yeah, what's the time? And that's crazy, dude. This fucking game. Oh, nuts. Oh, nuts, dude. Yeah, I got you. A lot of people don't actually take the step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. I was so tempted to do that. I was actually very tempted to do that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. This game knows me. It knows people. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate it. That's okay. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. Yeah, I do, man. I do. I care a lot. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Oh, what's the point then? Why are you asking? What the fuck? Yeah, okay. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Okay. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. What's my favorite? I don't know. I don't have like a favorite. What's my favorite time? Lunchtime? I don't know. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Thanks. Thank you. Dude, I'm gonna set it to 69.69 or 420. It's gotta be 420. Actually, yeah, it's gotta be 420. Oh man, I love the new intro to Stanley Parable 2. Or Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. We finished on a really weird ending last time where they talked about the Stanley Parable 2.
This is the story of a man.
We know this. We know this. Welcome back. It just got an achievement says welcome back. That's kind of scary. And then he talked about a bunch of features that he would have liked to have seen in the sequel. Then he didn't like them. And then he restarted the game anyway with the new features. And there was a bucket that we really liked. Oh my god, there was a whole bunch of stuff. It's crazy. I'm not going to explain every ending, but yeah, these balloons were a part of it. That's why these balloons are here saying get well someday. Yeah, we did this last time. Oh, it's in a collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these.
We don't get
only
anything.
The intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Yeah, of course.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried.
Yeah.
So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Well, you'll see. You'll see. So that's what Stanley looks like? Yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah. Oh, this music's different.
All of his co-workers were gone.
That's
What
different
could it
music.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
In the meeting room. That's new.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Taking the bucket this time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee.
I wonder if I have to take the bucket in order to get.
And here it was.
New
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Oh man, I'm so confused.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
What the fuck? How can we find them? Oh my god. Right. This is totally new. There will be an award for finding them all. Oh my god. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Who are you? 666 looks like 427. Ha ha ha. 5 there. B. Just take it from me. Gotta collect them all. Mission status. Inside of a sequel exhibit. We got that one. Nearby a fireplace. Yeah. A large room, lots of boxes, stairs, something to do with stairs, somewhere both red and blue, a private but smelly place for an important person. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. What is that? What is this? These places to search. Okay. Warehouse access plan. Produce one plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Construct new constructively sound bridge. Oh god. We need more planks. Trust the completionist instinct. Oh my god. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. Weird spinning figurines. Oh my god. Maybe we are the collectible. Shut the frick up. Who it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambiances or local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones, also known as directional mic, a microphone which it picks up from a particular area. Analysis of the recordings allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noises. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from dark areas behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks like to be a reverberance of a porcelain surface. Anyone have any leads on this? Wouldn't you like to know? I died? F? Oh, you stream died, or? Difficult findings. I don't think if I know that place. It's like a toilet. Maybe that's in the employee toilet. It's weird spinning figure. Oh god, there's so much. Playful to one building a bridge. Do we need contracts for them? What we know, what we don't know yet. This rendering. Okay. Blues. Where are they? Please do not leave the office before reporting back on any new findings. Teamwork and communication we are of great importance during this unprecedented time of investigation. Thank you. Help, I'm a post. Okay. You have anything to say about the room?
Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
Yes.
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now.
Yeah.
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
Yes.
You can't hand it over.
Oh no. Right, yeah.
Now it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
Oh my god, he's losing his voice.
I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined.
Right.
And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends.
What?
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
No.
That your life is so banal and meaningless
No.
that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet.
This fucking broom closet doesn't know what the fuck it's talking about.
Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared.
Me and the bucket have been through so much
Go
shit.
through each of them point by point.
Me and this bucket.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket, as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Oh yeah, you guys don't even know the half of the shit me and this bucket have been through. We've been through so much. We went to the moon and back. We've
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Right.
Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion.
Yeah.
Take a hike.
Yeah, get the
Closet,
fuck out of
with
here.
all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Anything else?
All right, I've got a second sticker back here,
okay,
and I'm
okay.
going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
Yeah.
That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket.
It's a bucket.
There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Absolutely. Any more stickers for me?
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Fucking love this guy, man. Okay, yeah, he's done. I think he's done. Is he done? He's probably done. It sounded like he was pretty done.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
Sure,
office.
let's just do what he says, I guess. Can I go in here? Ah, there it is, yeah.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini stands?
Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Sure. Good stuff. Okay. There one in the elevator? No. I guess this is probably going to be the same. I don't want to do that again.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire but for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Yes.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would
something?
be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it.
Yes.
The two of them were inseparable.
Absolutely.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
What if you just keep getting it wrong if he says something?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. $2845.
Does he say anything else?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
Oh,
And
yes.
Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo. Okay. I just wanted to see what else he had to say, you know?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
Yes.
The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yes, yes, yes. Indeed.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yes.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered.
I love how the bucket is like personified. It's so great. It's like got feelings. It's got thoughts. It's its own entity. I love it.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly
I wish I could read
burst
these.
into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
It's just the text. You have. Please note that Boy 421 is a test case Oh yeah, I can't read it. It's just too small text. If I had to zoom in, I could probably read it.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Possibly.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do?
I have no
in the
idea.
first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Yes.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Yes.
Two best friends,
Yes.
Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
Absolutely.
They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down.
Hell
the system.
yes. Let's do it, bucket. Fuck yeah, man.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
The fact that he went back to record these lines and just added in a bucket was...
Yes, they had done it.
Amazing.
Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door.
Yeah.
The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
Okay.
Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but
Right.
then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
What? Why?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was one they'd lived together,
Yeah.
with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. And
Oh,
what? Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Oh no!
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms.
No.
Not while this building has
He's
anything to
only
say
gonna
about it.
fuck.
Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room.
Oh,
But at least he has the bucket.
okay.
To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself.
pretty bad.
As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll
Okay.
be okay, won't I?
No, I don't know.
Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Is this an ending? That's an ending. Dude, that's... Wow. You just don't get to escape.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I guess, like, if you want to experience new
The
stuff,
confusion and the chaos
Yeah.
all seemed to melt
You
away.
take the
as
bucket.
Stanley embraced.
otherwise it's the exact same endings. Which is really interesting.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct
I'm gonna
way to the meeting room.
do...
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Gonna do...
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting
Trying
room.
to think. That ending is the confusion line ending. So I'm gonna do the confusion
So
line
the
ending.
two of them detoured through the maintenance
Or
section
the confusion
and walked
ending.
straight ahead to the opposite
I'm
door.
gonna do the confusion ending. Welcome back again. Me and the bucket are going on a confusion ending run. Let's do it.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here.
Oh
I
wait, no, we
knew
did this
you-
last time. We did this last time. This was not Yeah, no, we already did this one. I forgot. That was the one we did yesterday. That's the one that ends with the confusion
All of his
line.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
But
Stanley
or the
decided
adventure
to go
line,
to the
sorry.
meeting
Call it the
room.
confusion line, it's the
Warmth
adventure line.
spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
What should I do then?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Let's go straight on.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Actually, I know the ending I want to do.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I'm gonna do
Good,
this.
said the bucket.
Yeah.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Bye-bye, Pengy. Sleep well. Hope you feel better soon. He didn't comment on the fact that I just ignored the bucket, which is a bit weird. He normally says, like...
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
Okay.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
That might be the
I
problem.
suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true...
I know you
well,
don't have enough games, so been
I think we have to do something
busy
about it. This
getting more.
misunderstanding could have
Wait, what?
dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed
okay.
properly. So much of the impact of the
But you're
story
getting more, or are you talking about
your
me getting more?
understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please step in here for a moment.
I have a role now. Okay. An official role. Oh. Wow. Congratulations on the official role. Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Right.
Simple enough, right?
Yeah.
This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
I need to see this first. Okay.
begin.
Okay, let's go. Here we go. Oh, okay.
Is this a bucket?
What do we think, chat? What do we think? What do we think, guys? Is that a bucket? I can't tell. I'm a little bit difficult with figuring this one out. I know I might need some help. Is that a bucket? No, Peggy's saying no. I need to learn what a bucket is. You don't think that is a container? Ah, okay. See, that's how they trick you. Okay, I got you. Not a bucket. Officially not a bucket. Right, saying no to that one.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
You were right, Pengy. You were right. Great, good stuff. I'm trusting you on this one now. Okay, next, what we got?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Is that a bucket? Is that a bucket, chat? Is that a bucket? Are we see what we're thinking here? Last one wasn't a bucket. No. This is a no, this is this a cake? Is this a cake? Yeah. No, it's a pail. Ah, no. Okay, right, I see.
Correct.
Good stuff,
it is
guys.
a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
There we go. It's a cardboard cutout. It's a 3D printed bucket. Ooh.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
What do we think, guys? What do we think? Is this a bucket? I don't know. This one feels like a bucket. You reckon it is? Yeah, I'm feeling a bucket on this one. Yen's thinking about it. We leaning, it must be right. Let's do it.
Correct.
Let's go.
This is a bucket.
That is a bucket. Good shit, guys.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Is this a bucket? Let's let's get a closer look at this. Oh no, I can't leave this stage. I have. Okay, so is this a bucket? What are we thinking? Are we thinking this is a bucket, guys? It holds things, so yes. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. This is a real tough one. I'm thrown off a lot by this one. No handle, though. Yeah, true. No handle. No handle. Which is necessary for a bucket, really. It's a model of bucket that's handleless. Oh. I think the lack of handles makes me think no. Right. We're thinking no from Pengy. I think it's a yes from Flaming. And Yin seems sort of undecided. But it's making a load of noise, true. But it could be a bait. I'm gonna trust on Pengy here and say no.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
There we go.
To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme.
Oh, thank you.
I'm starting to get concerned that even this might be too much.
It was tricky.
Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
They speak, they don't purr. Exactly. It's not a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
What? Why is it giving us this again? So is this a bucket? Is this one a bucket, chat? I gave this as a gimme. We thought about it way harder than before. Yes. This one's yes. Definitely, of course. Let's do yes, okay.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Of course. That one was a bucket, obviously.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Okay, is this a bucket? This is getting hard, man. This is getting really hard. We smart. Oh, this is just really tricky. What do we think? Doesn't matter what we answer. I think it does. No. I think it does matter. I think we're just really smart. What the fuck is that? I feel like no. What the fuck is... That's no bucket. Are we saying no? I think we're saying no. Okay.
Trick question.
Oh, it was both. Okay, they got us there. It was both. That was a trick question. Okay.
Item. Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
It was both. What the fuck?
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something.
Is it
and
though?
therefore
Do we know that?
could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow
That's on
convinced
them,
yourself
yeah.
that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Is nothing a bucket? I'm gonna refer to you guys again in chat. What do we think? Is nothing a bucket? Yes or no? Yes. No. If nothing is a bucket, then something isn't not a bucket. A bucket is something, therefore no. Okay.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Okay.
I've lost all sense of perspective.
Yeah, me too.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
Yeah.
Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No!
Okay.
We are all
Here we
buckets.
go.
But I am a bucket.
What happened? Was everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait.
Everything.
Was everything a bucket?
Everything was a bucket.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me.
We are...
I'm
No.
not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
No. I
Oh,
guess...
this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
Mm.
So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket.
Okay.
But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention
Right.
that.
Okay.
Who knows what that information might do to a person?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Everything was a bucket. How could he? Yeah, bucket is bucket is life. How to tell if you're a bucket. Delete all the buckets. That's it. That's a good way of doing it. Oh my god. What an ending that
Even
was.
now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
I guess I can't even go back and look. Wow, that was insane.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket
Let's
tightly to his
do
chest and entered the door on his left.
the going down the stairs ending. I think that one's usually quite quick, but there's no telling when you have the bucket. It's a whole other thing. Have you done the out the window end? I haven't done that one yet. No, that might be a good one to try. I haven't done that one yet.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We're going downstairs this time. Oh, there's an
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think,
Figlies.
Stanley?
I like Figlies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness
I haven't
that
yet,
you
no.
get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay. A really cool picture of an owl on a motorcycle or a bike. I can't read it though, it's way too small.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Figlies
and in
is good.
such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
Okay.
That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
Oh, God.
Someone else's bucket,
Oh,
perhaps.
fuck,
How
dude.
did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong.
Oh, God.
Surely no good would come from this.
My bucket.
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
Yes, yes.
And now he felt himself floating.
I haven't done the Beetle ending yet. No, that would be a good one. The boss would be like, you brought me the bucket? You own the company now?
Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket! Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
We need my special bucket!
Stanley!
I'm coming! Yes!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend.
Yes, I must,
It was
I must.
the only way to truly restore his sanity.
I need it, I need
and then
it.
Suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him.
Oh
all
my god,
along.
okay.
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh yes. That was interesting. That was very similar to the other ending, but just
Mariella
with
woke
buckets.
up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket.
It's true.
Of course.
Of
he'd
course.
gone mad.
Yeah.
ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
If only, guys.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place.
Oh, right.
How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought.
Yeah.
And she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass.
Hell yeah,
And she backflipped
Mariella.
all the way to work.
I love this still looks like it was made in the same game engine. I think it probably was, yeah. I don't know. Or they've just really well, like,
All of his co-workers were
you know,
gone.
remade it
What could it
in that
mean?
look.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The good old bucket.
The good old
Just
bucket.
Stanley and the bucket. Off on another Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Alright, let's do the falling out the world ending.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley. What are you talking about? He screamed. You're a bucket! To this, the bucket furrowed.
They really,
its brow.
yeah, true, and very much so.
Said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata
What?
first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time. This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Are we even doing this?
Oh my god.
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form.
Oh no.
Transforming into a mighty beast of untold power.
Oh.
Its fangs glistening like...
Oh.
My God, Stanley, you did it.
Oh my god.
You saved us from the bucket.
I did.
Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages
What?
and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today.
Bucket.
Come, let's restart the game.
No.
And we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket.
Yeah, I
nor
guess.
the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Yeah. So lucky. We fucked that bucket up, dude. Jesus Christ.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Where are we going today? The bucket asked.
I'm gonna do...
Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
He
to
was
his
so
chest
young.
and entered the door.
I'm gonna do the escape pod ending because it's the weirdest ending that was in the original game. And it has like no narration, so I'm really, really curious to see if there's narration for it with the bucket. And I really hope there is.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
I just hope I get the
office.
timing right. You essentially have to walk out this door before it automatically closes, and it kind of fucks.
Stepping in.
Oh, okay, I fucked it up. I can
All
do
of
it.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
I
to go to the
mean,
meeting
I
room.
guess, because
Perhaps he had
technically
supposed
every
to manage
canon
a
ending of the
bucket,
original
a
game
strong
is
bucket,
different.
A humble bucket, a
with the
collective
bucket.
A bucket of culture and distinction.
This is new. What the fuck? Oh, okay, this is really... Okay, they fucked with me there. That was weird.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
But yeah, I guess, yeah, technically there is technically there is a lot of new stuff, because every ending is different with the bucket. It's the same ending, kind of, just tonally really different. Like, the going down the stairs ending was very similar.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
they just kept referencing buckets, and every episode references this bucket. I wasn't expecting it to revolve around a fucking bucket, but... Right, what I think I'll do is I'll do it this way. Really... I used to be able to do this really easily. Okay, I'm gonna try it one more time. If I don't get it, I'll just do a different ending.
All of his
maybe you can't do it anymore. Maybe they
what could it mean?
Don't let you do that ending now?
Decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had... the embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to
every
his
time
chest
I picked up the bucket, it's different. It's different audio from the narrator, which is quite insane. I don't think he's once like repeated himself. Oh, this is actually updating with everyone I find. That's interesting. A large room with lots of boxes. I don't know where that would be. I'm trying to think where that would be. Oh, I think I know where that is.
To a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked
Pretty
upstairs
sure I know
to
what
the
that is.
boss's office.
Right, if this doesn't work this time, I'm just gonna... I'll probably just do the...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
I can't do it.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Yeah.
Was the bucket guiding him?
I think it was.
Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
I'm going to turn on the mind control machine. Do that ending. See how that is different with the bucket. I guess. Actually, I don't know. I might do the... Actually, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm going to do the museum ending again, but with the bucket. I'm really curious to see how that's different.
Walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
I love how the stickers have stayed on the bucket as well, by the way.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yeah, I guess there is technically a lot of new stuff, because there's countless things you can try with the bucket. There's, well, not countless, but there's every ending you can try again with the bucket, and it's different. Not massively different, as you can see, because we just did this ending without the bucket, and it was the same. Then all the things that came before the bucket was really new and different, so...
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
Oh, she sounds different
Stanley
now.
and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
You can do it? Okay. It is still an okay. I would have thought so.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket. Welcome. Well, the bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a carnivorous void, but through the use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and sustained. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn and hear with you to the world? Will you accept with an open mind that they may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? Oh my god. I should sleep, but the bucket. I'm hoping to make Jason super pretty on Friday, by the way. Oh god, what's happening on Friday?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Yeah, I guess. What's happening on Friday with Jason? Yeah, well, I mean, bucket is great. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced a catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of this euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Oh my goodness. A bucket with 2 handles. What do you even say? Bucket is depicted as such having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Okay. Right. Every time he dies on Apex, he'll do a forfeit. Oh, okay. This is happening on Friday. One is I put more and more makeup on him. That's amazing. Oh my god, I can't wait to see that. I want to be there for that. Is that on Friday, is it? Okay. I need to see that. Inferno Bucket. A replica of the Inferno Bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains no one can control a bucket. Wow. Simply amazing. The Stress Bucket. An analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance equals vulnerability, size, and vulnerability equals size and strength of the bucket. Opening stages equals holes. Rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy, and rest and relaxation. Stress the level of water in the bucket. The Stress Bucket, presented without commentary. Oh my god. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, is that a fact, is it? We do not know by how long. This cave drawing reflects early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, which by time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Wow. Look at that.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
Yes.
It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that there is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Hey, let's oh wow. Blimey.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
That's so crazy they reset.
Their treatment as tools
Oh
and
my
implements.
god.
If only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Oh my goodness. I did it. I let the bucket die. Or let Stanley die. Somehow the bucket didn't die? I don't know. Wow. It's so insane how different how the same it is and how different it is. It's nuts.
What could it mean?
Right, there's one
Stanley
ending
decided to go
left
to the
ending I want to
meeting
get before I go to
The
bed.
bucket made
This is the
Stanley
last one
a
I'm going to
better
do.
man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This
Bucket?
was not
The bucket is made of
the
tougher
meeting
stuff,
room,
indeed.
but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, I didn't.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
Oh, look, there's
something
a...
up there I need you to do.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
How the hell did you get
It
there?
should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket
There's a vent
asked.
somewhere I've got to get to. Right, hang on it. Have you done the broom closet with the bucket? Yeah, that's how I got these stickers
Go
on the
into this
bucket.
dark room over here.
Yeah.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Employees should never okay. Can't you just fall off the... You can fall off the lift. That might be another ending I might quickly do, because it's really quick. I don't know. Right.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket.
I'm gonna...
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Let's do it. Let's pick up the phone. Bucket
This
made of
is the
sausage,
sad
yeah.
story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
He can speak to me. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press E to make me work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
It doesn't let you do it here. Take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
No, it's just...
To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
I mean, to get to the boardwalk thing you were looking at, you can't fall off if you. Well, I think there was like a. I'll have a look. I'm gonna have a look.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
No.
That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
That's not true. Don't listen to a loud man. Press C for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Or anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
True, it does. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press Y to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Relive the same day with me, over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
You to go home and work.
Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it.
Oh my
Give
God.
it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Oh my God, what the fuck, man? That got kind of scary. Go back to work, Stanley. Okay. That was a weird ending. Jesus Christ, he got like obsessed with the bucket. Alright, I'm gonna quickly see
All
if
of
I
his
can
co-workers
get
were
that
gone.
collectible.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
Very lucky indeed.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to
That was a
meet
weird
him.
ending.
But Stanley had felt the
I'm not
bucket
saying
calling
something for
to him,
Stanley Parable.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
Okay.
don't go
Ooh.
to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
You're right, Yen, you can do that.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly
There's
gotten
one more
all
somewhere.
of the Figler Anlarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
That'll be it.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlarines. None of us can.
What? What was that? Fligler and Marines. What the fuck? Okay. Okay. Is this an ending? Is this whole... What the fuck? Oh, that just resets the game. No? Oh, okay. What is that? Oh man, there's so many of these things. What the fuck? Beware the referee of pain. Help, help. The striped shirt savage is tearing off my arm. Ow. What the fuck? Oh my god. So confused. I'm very confused. Is this an ending? 500 talents of power, raw power, copying power. I'm a messenger from the printer. Hello. Printers get a lot of stick for not being as simple as they were in the early noughties. They get a lot of hate for refusing to print when only one of the ink cartridges is empty. You think that's their call? They didn't design themselves. Educate yourself before you cast shade. Oh god, what the fuck is that? Printing is a blood sport. Wouldn't print... The day of ink is known to the annuals for... Oh my god, why am I reading this? Ink is a printer blood. That means every time you print a document, it is written in blood. Think on that. Printing is a blood sport. Vegans shouldn't print. Printers are alive. Oh my god. Learning a lot about printers today. Where the fuck are we? What the fuck? That's a narrator sound system, I think.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
Oh my god.
I can
This bucket is a lot of
I
things.
can monetize it.
Oh.
Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
The one who cursed the yeah. You... What the fuck, man?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I think... Could you Google real quick where the last figurine is? I think I know where it is and I'm going to go there. But if I'm wrong, then that would be good to know. You can't take the bucket with you, fortunately. If I'm right. My theory on this is
when
right.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
I will do
open door on
that.
his
I will
left.
do that. I just want to get this last figurine, since there's one left.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off.
And if this
on
isn't the
wrong
right way, I'll
foot
just
here.
restart with the bucket.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing
Oh,
your
okay.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been
Oh,
about
fuck.
me, but in his eagerness to...
I fucking missed it. Fuck.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after.
Yes.
Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
I don't think I can show you either. I've
When
gotten
Stanley
the
came
one
to a
under
set
the
of 2
stairs,
open this was not
the one in the
correct way to
bathroom,
meeting room, and Stanley knew it
the
perfectly
one
well.
in obviously the cargo
Perhaps he
room,
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
the one...
And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business,
Trying to think.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I got the
Stanley
one that
was so
they
bad at
showed off
following
initially.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'll do this right, hang on.
Look,
I think I know
Stanley,
where it
I
is.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot
code
here.
one.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Yes, I got that
realize
one, yeah,
investing
I got
your
that one.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
There we go.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
Yeah,
Let me
here it is.
prove
I got
that-
it.
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly.
Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
Didn't even need help. Yeah,
would
I thought it was right, but I
I'm
wasn't
proud
sure.
of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
No, we can't.
So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yes, that is it. There was literally no fucking reward, like they said. That's insane. What the f-
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figures.
I hate this game. I fucking hate this game. I love it and I hate it.
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
Yeah.
Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the...
Did you get all the whiteboard endings? All the whiteboard ending things?
memory zone?
No.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
Sure.
Just one more time.
Okay. The whiteboard ending things. No, I don't think I did. They were getting crossed off or something off the white. Oh yeah, for the collectibles, yeah. Yeah. Oh, we didn't go this way last time.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible.
Yes.
Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
No, we won't. Heaven of... Yeah. They were like telling... That's how I knew... That's how I thought I knew that's where it was. Sort of.
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Yes. Under the stairs.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
It was the boss's bathroom. It was the boss's bathroom, I'm pretty sure. That's kind of nuts that the game remembers. And maybe it does? I don't know.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom.
Was it?
It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them.
Yeah.
I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Is that true? I think so. I think,
Let's see.
yeah.
What came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
What?
Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone.
Pen?
So it must have happened.
Jumped up a bit, haven't we? Yeah, this definitely happened. Yeah, I remember this big giant pink room, the pink apple, and the bling blongy music.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special.
Yeah.
It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Oh.
Enjoy.
Okay. Oh my god. What? What's that back there? Oh my god. This is the best fucking game ever, man. Oh my god. Dude. Oh my god. This is so good. Was the third time we streamed together? Yeah. When was the third time we streamed it? Oh. Starry Standard. Sorry, I'm just gonna let this amazing.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
It does.
I spent a lot of time making that video,
You could
but
tell.
it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Yeah. That is pretty damn funny. I don't know. Probably if it was our third time playing, it was probably fuck, I don't know. I'm gonna say it was probably It Takes Two. That was pretty funny, yeah.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine. Here are the red and blue doors.
Yes.
This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind.
Yes.
Perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works?
Who?
All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself,
He's changed the name
"Yes,
every time he's
that's
mentioned it."
all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Okay. You are in the present.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Oh, okay. That fucking tricked me out. Jesus Christ. Please don't do that to me.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Is there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards.
No!
Memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Oh my god, I just want to go to bed. Narrator, stop, please. I didn't think this was gonna be a whole thing. I just like get fucking 6 figurines. I should have known better.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue
Yeah,
doors. I
yeah.
remember this.
Yeah.
I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinctive
Only
clear in
figure.
my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Okay, he wants more. What does that say? Oh, this is a fucking... This is straight out of Papers, Please. What the fuck? A new chapter detaining document featuring has been added to your rulebook. Check all information thoroughly. Deny any application with discrepant documents. Refer to the audio transcript. Dude, that's straight out of fucking Papers, Please. What the fuck is this game? Oh my god. What the fuck? Great game, by the way. Papers, Please. Papers, Please.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we
Yeah.
watched?
I did. Oh. I'm fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
love that
No, I did.
video.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. I think an Easter egg. Yeah, I think an Easter egg's the very thing would be neat to see. Yeah.
Still don't remember the pink room,
No.
Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Yeah, solid room, solid room.
These really were a treat to hunt down.
They
You
were.
know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Under the stairs. No, that's not that way. Okay, we can't. Okay. Okay. Getting this one first, eh?
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines.
Yeah.
Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before?
I know. It really hit me hard there. They got me good. Let them all. Yep. And we're going back here now, are we? Okay. The jump circle. Are you really going back
It's
now?
the terrible new content that we were originally sold on.
Yep.
I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything.
True.
In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
How far back are we going, narrator?
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Yep, absolutely.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
No?
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason.
Yeah.
Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once. and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
That's a really interesting
Stanley
ending.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he... It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
That's a really...
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the...
It almost feels like it confirms that,
And
like,
here it
Stanley and
was,
none of
that
this is
the
real
bucket
and this
turned
is
out
just
to
in,
be
like,
correct.
narrator's
Never
imagination.
mind. The bucket was wrong.
Oh my
Stanley
god.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Again, that's the ending where you... I like that, to be honest. So did I. I thought it was really good. It just ended with me really, like, thinking. Like, and I didn't expect that. I didn't expect a lot of it. It really threw me through a loop. It was really cool. Anyway, that's all I can do for Stanley Parable for now. That was a lot longer than I was planning. I was only going to do it for an hour, and we've gone, like, well, half an hour over. So, yeah, a lot longer than I expected.